Hello, welcome to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Anne Marshall. She's a professional singer and actor, and she's performing in the musical Mary Magdalene. Hello, Anne.
Hi, Geraldine.
It's great to have you in the show. And I wanted to know more about your faith journey. Yeah.
Yes, because we were talking about it just a little bit earlier. But for those who weren't privy to that conversation, I grew up going to church. My parents are Christians and they raised us in that faith. And then when I was a teenager, I went to youth group, and there came a time to make more of a conscious choice about following God. And I made that. I think I was about 15 years old when that happened. And since then it's kind of been I suppose for everyone it's a journey, but journey intertwined with maturing and growing as a person in ways. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And when you had that faith journey grow, what did you get more involved with different church activities?
Off and on. I think it can feel like the growth has been, sometimes you feel like you're really maturing and getting better and you're really involved, and then other times you just don't want to go anywhere and don't feel like you're connecting or anything like that. And so, but I think getting more involved has helped kind of take me outside of that kind of sad, sorry, I've kind of lost where I was going with that.
But I think that's part of being a young adult, that that you're discovering and needing to apply your faith journey to every developmental part of your life is a challenge sometimes, so understandably, they say that sometimes faith journeys are sort of like an up and down. You're still reaching up, but you're sort of going up and down, because you're still in your 20s, aren't you? Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to kind of decipher what parts of me are changing because of my faith and because of God growing me as a Christian, and then some parts are just me getting older and getting an adult brain and being a bit more self-aware and things. And then on top of that, things like acting, teaching, that has helped to be more self-aware and to work on things technically. So they were all kind of intertwined, and it's hard to know exactly what has spurred the growth on, if not all three together.
Yeah, and I suppose that's what faith is. Sometimes it's curiosity and growing and commitment and all those kind of things. And I've worked with youth and young adults, and often self-esteem is something big for youth and young adults, would you say?
Yes, definitely. Self-esteem's definitely been a big thing.
And you got involved in a musical theatre group in the last, 6 months, has it been?
Only, yes. I think it was maybe last October, September maybe, that I got involved. Yeah, not that long.
Yeah, before you joined the musical theatre, because I know it's a musical that puts on Christian musicals, were you, did you have some training, or were you involved in other theatre?
Well, I did go to university for a Bachelor of Acting for Stage and Screen with Federation University in Ballarat at the Arts Academy there. And that was wonderful. And besides that, I've been kind of keeping some skills up with some classes at Brave Studios in Footscray. And just a few little, I've been in a couple of Shakespeare's, that sort of thing. But kind of taking it slowly in the last few years.
Yes, and have you ever done other Christian shows before?
Only with my church, in church plays and that around Christmas time normally. Yeah, they were a good time.
Yeah.
Bit of singing in those.
Yeah, what do you like about the Christian faith? What attracted you to it?
What attracted me to it? Well, I was raised in it. So it was to, I think it would have been more of a matter of being put off it to have me really walk away, or to kind of just have cruised on, not really taking it in for myself. So I think it was more one day you're listening to a sermon and you're not really taking much in, and then this one key phrase comes in, and then you go, oh, that's me.
Wow.
And then somehow, like, you're pushed to change.
That's great, because you responded to it. Because some people get that push, but they say, oh, I prefer to, do other things like drink drugs or be self-centered or just follow their passions. So you've had that experience of being guided or pushed into faith, into increased faith.
Yeah, I think that's that'll happen multiple times on a person's journey. They'll be doing something, and then they'll be prompted in some way, and that would help them to realize what needs to change. And then there's the choice there. There's a lot of choices on a path.
Yes. And do you think that the Christianity is relevant for youth today?
Oh, it's relevant for everyone, I think, especially for youth when they're questioning a lot of things about life and going through a lot of changes in a lot of ways. It's not easy being a teenager.
No, I mean, I came to my faith as a teenager, so it suddenly helped me, give me guidance to my life, where to go and what to do, and praying and things like that.
Yes, it definitely helped me, I think. And also I definitely needed youth group, that sort of thing, a place to meet up with other Christian teenagers and just do things like play games and talk about God. That was an encouragement, kind of keep me through school, where pretty much no one else was Christian, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's great to share that. We're going to go for a break now. You've been watching Spirit of Life. Stay with us, and we'll be back after the break. Hello, welcome back to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Anne Marshall. She's an actor and a singer. Welcome back, Anne.
Thanks, Geraldine.
You've been trained in acting and singing? And where did you go to? What training?
Yes, so I've gone to a few different institutions for training over my time. I think the main ones were, I did musical theatre at the Box Hill Institute. That was just 1 year thing, and that led me to be able to get into a 3-year bachelor degree of acting for stage and screen with the Ballarat Arts Academy.
Yeah, and what kind of subjects did you have?
We had a lot of different ones. So there was a straight kind of acting class, but then there was also a voice class and a body voice class and dancing, and they really worked to make us multi-skilled to go out into the industry.
Which part did you find easy or challenging?
It jumped between things. I found usually the singing class is easier, but that's because I went from doing singing classes to working with actors who weren't necessarily like singing actors, and so I felt like, oh, I already know all this. But I think, I found the dancing the hardest, for sure. I've got 2 naturally left legs, and so choreography was not the easiest thing to kind of pick up, but that got better, and I did have a lot of fun with it. And so, it's good.
And what led you to acting in the musical Mary Magdalene?
Well, I had been thinking about how I should be using my performing skills and all of this that God has given me to honour God beyond just the occasional church play and that sort of thing. And so I asked God for an opportunity to serve him with these things. And God answered. One day I was enjoying a nice movie at home. At 9 p.m. I got this text message from a friend of mine at church who had met you, and you told her about the musical and said that they were auditioning for Mary Magdalene. And so I got this random text from my friend saying, oh, they've got auditions tomorrow and an information session at like 10:45 or something. And I was like, what? Tomorrow? That's Saturday. I don't want plans on my Saturday. But then something kind of in the back of my head came and was like, Anne, you wanted opportunities. And so I went and I sang on my own from Les Mis and had a really lovely time. And then, you asked me back.
Oh, yes. It was, from my perspective, when I heard you sing, I was praying to God for someone to act as Mary Magdalene. And I was, we were looking for 3-4 months and feeling quite like we couldn't find anyone.
Wow.
And when you rang, I was surprised because I just went to a random karaoke night and I just went around asking anyone and praying and hoping. And then someone said, and everyone said, we'd like to, but we're all too busy. We'd like to help you. And then someone said, I think I know an actress that would be interested. And then when you called back or texted me back, I thought that was exciting. And I must admit, my sister and me, when we heard you sing, we felt like, you're the one to play Mary Magdalene. And we had tears in our eyes, and I was so happy.
Yeah, thank you. Well, one of the ones to play Mary Magdalene. We've got a lovely lady called Christine who's got a gorgeous voice.
Yes. In the Call of Guadalupe, they have tend to have doubles, don't they, for each role?
Yes, yeah, they do. So I think that took a bit of an ease of the pressure for me to know that there was someone else who could step in if I got sick on the night or anything like that. But yes, and vice versa.
Yeah, I think you'll work very well together. Yes. And and how have you found joining a musical theatre group? Did you find it interesting the way it's run?
I think, yes. I think it's somewhat more easygoing than the acting groups or the musical theatre groups that I've joined with before. There's a bit more of a feeling of like a family kind of community about it. And I know a lot of people who are doing Mary Magdalene have been part of this for years and just can't get enough. They keep coming back.
Yes, I'm glad that you feel like it's a family, because that's what the theatre group wants to instill, a sense of community. And when will you be doing lots of rehearsals for this musical?
Yes, we've been doing a lot. We are doing more now because it's on in not very long. We've got our first totally off-script rehearsal this Saturday. And so I think that will be a lot of fun. Because often when you get off the script finally, you can really play with it.
Yes. And what Christian aspects can you see in this theatre group?
In this theatre group? I think...
Do you think do they pray and things like that?
They do pray. I think in kind of love and devotion to each other in ways. Often you'll just kind of be there and at the end of the rehearsal, someone needs to get home and then someone will volunteer to drive them home, and it's totally out of their way, but I think it's just little things like that that make you think, wow.
Yeah, there's a guy who travels like 45 minutes out of his way, I think.
Yeah, he's very lovely.
Yeah. And it's been lovely having you.
Thank you.
And what voice do you have? Like, is it a mezzo-soprano or alto or soprano? What's your range?
I think I haven't officially looked at my range for a long time. I actually hadn't been doing much musical theatre at all in some years, since I did the diploma, before I did the full-time, and then there's been some years since. I was kind of surprised that this opportunity was a musical at all, actually. I was there like, I kind of stopped thinking about those, but okay, back we are. So if I had to hazard a guess, I would say a mezzo-soprano.
Yes.
Yes, I haven't. I should go on a keyboard and get the official range.
Yes. Well, thank you. We'll go for a break now, but thanks for that. You've been watching Spirit of Life. Stay with us, and we'll be back after the break. Hello, welcome back to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Anne Marshall. She's an actor and a singer, and she's performing in the musical Mary Magdalene. Hello, Anne.
Hello again.
Yes, you were talking about the story Mary Magdalene. Could you tell the audience more about it?
So the story of Mary Magdalene is really, it's about the grace and redemption that we have in Jesus, but told through the lens of this woman who meets him in his lifetime before he dies and rises again, and how that changes her and how it can change us in turn. And so I think in some ways it's almost like a typical young woman rebels against her family and goes off and finds herself in a dire situation, and then only by one miraculous moment is saved and goes on a journey of growth and change and healing.
Yes, I've seen you perform that part, and you do it very brilliantly, and about how you say that Jesus looks at you with those eyes of love, not one of using and lusting, but one that he looks at you in a different way, or he loves you in a different way to the other men in the story.
Yeah, in a sort of love that she's never really seen before in anyone's eyes. It's just this unconditional love. You don't expect to see it.
And what are the other characters in the show?
Besides Mary Magdalene, we have, of course, Jesus, and we've got her two siblings, Lazarus and Martha. See, in this one, we've made Mary Magdalene also Mary of Bethany. And so while we're not directly saying this is how it is in the Bible and the truth of it, we are adapting it somewhat to tell the story, and it brings in some extra interesting content of it, and brings up more questions that we like to explore.
Tell us about the interaction you have with the Martha and Mary story, which is, a lot of people talk about that relationship.
The relationship
between Martha and Mary, Mary being the one that sits at the feet of Jesus, and Martha always worries about the housework, the cleaning. How did you feel about playing Mary and Martha? Which character could you relate to more?
I think, honestly, to an extent, I could relate to Mary more, but more, I think, in like a little sister way, kind of. I can imagine, say, my older sister is somewhat more responsible than I am and does what needs to be done, and then sometimes I'm just there, la la la, enjoying the flowers and things, and not necessarily seeing what needs to be done. But or I'll feel very strongly that I need to be doing this thing and I don't want to do anything else, like listening to Jesus stories and that, and kind of can lead to stubbornness. Yeah, but Jesus praises her wanting to sit and listen, to take the time to know him and know God, which is more important than doing chores, even though chores are important.
True. These things do need to be done, the organizing, the planning, the money, the venues, and I often run the theatre group, with the thinking about all those sort of things, and I feel like the Martha, and I sometimes envy the Mary sitting at the feet of Jesus. But on one hand, I do find it hard to sit still, so maybe that's why I tend towards Martha. But I do believe that God loves us as we are, even though I like running around. And so maybe it's my kind of thing that I like doing. But yeah, no, it's beautiful, that scene of Mary and Martha, and also you've got a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you.
If people want to get involved with this theatre, because it sounds great being a community and having very talented actors and singers, how do they get involved with the musical theatre?
Well, it's fairly easy. I would just visit the COG Theatre website. That's COG and then the word theatre, but with RE at the end, not ER.com. If you type that into Google, it should come right up, and it'll have all the information you need there, how to get tickets or how to get involved and contacted.
Yes, I believe it's cogtheatre.org because it's a not-for-profit charity. But yes, but it used to be with .com, so I understand, because I believe they have a soup kitchen and outreach to the poor. Yes, and how do you navigate with the theatre group that has long rehearsals? Is that something that you are okay with?
Yeah. That's okay. It's, you know, you change what you do in the rehearsal and it gives your mind a break. And no, you'd end up, if you're not tired at the end of the day, I don't think you really rehearsed or worked. So, no, it's good.
Yes, and you've got a wonderful voice, and you also do some assisting with directing.
Off and on. Usually after Beth, our head director, has signed off on a scene and said, no, actors, go rehearse that. And then she'll usually tell one person to maybe kind of head it and work on it, and then we can bring it to her to, I guess, give the big tick before we go on stage. Yes.
And what if people want to see the show? Is there also how will they find out about the show?
Well, they can visit our website, cogtheatre.org. And that will have the information they need there. Otherwise, they might happen to come across one of our posters or one of our cards. I have a little card here, and that will have a QR code on the back, making it very easy to book in.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what's your favourite song of the musical?
I think at the moment, Can I Fall Any Lower is my favourite one. I like the really kind of nitty-gritty emotional things.
Oh, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
It's been lovely to have you, Anne, on our show. And goodbye and God bless you.
God bless.
You've been watching Spirit of Life. Tune in next week. Goodbye and God bless you.
Breath of the Spirit.